The Buckeyes need a win in tonight's Big Ten championship game to be in that discussion. Fox 45's James Ryder is live in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium, where Ohio State and Wisconsin will kick off in just about 2 hours from now. James? That song,
now
Despacito,
you can say it.
It's my favorite song. You've probably heard of it, and it is taking over. How many years did it take?
It only took me 5 days, but the first day, my first board looked like you would never want to eat those pretzels.
Okay. I do want to eat all of these pretzels. Yes. Deb, anyone who's driven by UD Arena over the last 10 weeks has gotten a glimpse of some of the work that's being done. Case in point, this giant hole. Believe it or not, none of us have played in an NFL game in the snow. But we have all tried to run in snow that's deep enough, or at least
right, you can
I would it's safe to assume, right?
Yeah. Yes.
It's hard. Marco Rubio had some very strong comments challenging him on Vladimir Putin and Russia. What do you anticipate the relations with Russia will be going forward?
You know, in my role on the Armed Services Committee.
And as you can see by the sign here, it's business as usual and has been since 7 o'clock this morning. But it was right around 4 o'clock in the morning that the two suspects broke through these two glass doors that have since been repaired. All right, should we send it to Natalie with one more of those? Let's do it one more time.
One more time?
All right, ready? Woo! I'm standing at about the midway point between Cincinnati Children's Liberty Campus and Dayton Children's South Campus, which are separated by just about 20 miles here on 75. You know what I can see right now?
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing. And that's what you want with these.
That's good.
Yes.
He's got cooler glasses. You guys can get these tomorrow at the Praise Pavilion. We'll see you then. A taste of winter in the Miami Valley. Meteorologist Mike Joyce is tracking the snow and how much more we can expect next week. Plus, experts say the California wildfires will get worse before they get better. The new tool firefighters are using to help fight the flames. Then flu season is here, and it's shaping up to be a bad one. The latest numbers from Ohio health officials and how it compares to last year. But first, a dusting of snow across the Miami Valley, with most places seeing less than an inch, but it doesn't take much to make the roads slick. Here's a live look at our ODOT cameras. Most of the highways are okay, but it's the back roads where we've been hearing reports of accidents. And right now, police are investigating a fatal crash in Spring Valley. It happened here on State Route 380. The coroner has been called to the scene, and Fox 45's Rhonda Moore is on her way to the scene to learn more about what happened. We'll check in with her as soon as we can. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Mike Joyce. He's been tracking the snow all day long. Mike?
Thanks, Eric. We could add to these snow totals.
And it was school today, so a lot of the kids getting out to enjoy it. And Fox 45 anchor Adam Arrow sent us this picture of his daughter enjoying the flurries today. Looks like they certainly found enough snow to make a snow angel. We want to thank Adam, of course, for sharing these tonight. And anytime you have pictures or video to share, just go to burst.com/Fox45 now, and you can send them our way. And to stay on top of winter weather, make sure to download our free app. Just search for Fox 45 in your app store and use it for all of the important weather information and alerts. Well, Mad River Mountain officially opened for the first time this season. We sent Skyview 22 for a bird's eye view of the ski and snowboard resort earlier this week. Mad River Mountain is open until 8 tonight. The tubing park is still closed. They'll be making snow as long as temps stay cold enough to open completely as soon as possible. Well, we got some snow here in the Miami Valley today. Other places got a lot more. Believe it or not, this video is from Atlanta. People there got a few inches, which is clearly something they're not used to. And parts of northern Georgia saw more than 8 inches. And check out this. The snow fell as far south as Mexico. It was just a light dusting, but enough to collect on some of the palm trees. Definitely not a sight you see every day. Well, a very different story tonight on the West Coast. Massive wildfires continue to burn in Southern California. Officials estimating tonight more than 1,000 structures have been burned just in the past week. 6 different fires are still burning, fueled by strong winds. The fires have torched everything from neighbors to rural communities. Drones have become a vital tool for firefighters. They're equipped with sensors that can see through smoke and can feed back live video for data.
And we can show them where the fire is moving, putting them where it counts most.
So far, the fires have burned more than 16,000 acres. With dry conditions and no rain in the forecast, experts say the fires will get worse before they get better. Back here at home, a mother and son were laid to rest today in Dayton. 39-year-old Maria Davis and her 7-year-old son Jerome died after a car crashed into their home on Lilac Avenue last week. Dozens showed up to pay their respects at the Revival Center Ministries. A 13-year-old was also in the home at the time, but wasn't hurt. There's a GoFundMe page to help pay for the family's funeral expenses. We have that linked for you on our website, fox45now.com. Just look under the News Links tab. And police are still investigating the crash that killed that mother and son. This man, Keyshawn Parks, was indicted yesterday on charges of aggravated possession of drugs and carrying a concealed weapon. Police arrested him stumbling away from the scene after the crash with a meth and a loaded gun on him. Investigators say the car was speeding down Cameron Avenue, lost control, and hit the house. We're told more charges are expected to be filed. Ohio health officials say flu hospitalizations are on the rise. The state says more than 250 people have been in the hospital with flu symptoms so far this season, 90 of those just within the last week. Those numbers are 3 times as high as last year. The CDC recommends everyone 6 months or older get a flu shot. And we checked with Dayton Children's Hospital. Officials there tell us the hospital is treating its first flu case right now. The hospital has also seen high numbers of RSV this season, which is a respiratory virus.
Offices, pediatricians, family physicians, as well as the emergency room will start getting busy in the weeks to come.
Experts say it takes about 2 weeks for the flu shot to be effective. Dayton residents are fighting to keep a West Side grocery store tonight. Last week, the city announced the Aldi at the Westtown Shopping Center was closing. Dayton Mayor Nan Whaley said the store was closing because it failed to work with the city to address concerns, but it claimed there weren't enough customers. People we spoke with say if the Aldi closes, they'll have nowhere else to buy groceries.
And we know that companies do look at the bottom lines in franchise neighborhoods and disenfranchised people.
Community leaders held a meeting last night to come up with solutions. They're planning to take their ideas to City Hall. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops. Well, if you have any kids on your shopping list this holiday season, there are some things to consider. Coming up, tips to make sure you're buying safe and age-appropriate toys. A Cincinnati girl confined to her home after someone stole her wheelchair. The mother's message to the thief. The president's tweet sent shockwaves across the LGBTQ community. I spoke with a local transgender military veteran who found out about the ban when he got a phone call this morning.
I wanted to vomit.
Gage Gatlin served in the Army, Navy, and Army Reserve.
I got so angry here and I was so sad for over here.
Gatlin's military career spanned from 1996 to 2005, not identifying as a transgender man until his final 2 years in the Army Reserve.
I didn't have that many problems in the military. I think the military has come a long way, and I think that they're not giving us troops enough credit.
The president cites medical costs and disruption transgenders in the military would entail. Ohio State Representative Warren Davidson agrees.
Secretary Mattis has also announced that he's reviewing all military training to focus on fighting and winning wars, readiness. And this has been a distraction from that.
It's not trans people are that distracting, but it's cisgender folks who want to focus on trans people that are making the distractions.
This is not something that we need to even be discussing. This was already handled. This was already set in motion.
But the commander-in-chief is on the cusp of making a drastic policy change.
He doesn't have complete control over this, but he can certainly set a direction.
That direction has the transgender community concerned.
It's just one more clear statement by federal and state governments that trans people are disposable.
That we're second-class citizens. That we don't deserve to be treated like everybody else. That's the message I'm getting from him.
The message in response to the president?
We fight.
We are a resilient community, and if anything, I hope that this lights a spark under more and more folks who are allies to us to keep fighting and fighting harder.
I'm Erik Elken reporting, Fox 45 News.
Hello, ma'am. How you doing?
On a gray, chilly day.
How you doing, bud? You look like you're all wrapped up in the cold.
Will Mole is the light.
I would have been a stand-up comedian, but my legs were too short.
He's been volunteering for the last 6 months.
It's rewarding in the fact that, you can do stuff for other people. Let us, ma'am? There you go, 2-pound bag.
Including for the Dayton Food Bank at today's distribution.
Sweet potatoes and carrots. Yeah. Boy, that'd make a nice stew, wouldn't it?
He helps because he once needed the help, having lived in a shelter earlier in his life.
Onion, lettuce, 2-pound bag, brother. There you go, partner. Have a nice day.
Brendan Enos also knows what it's like.
I grew up in a violent household.
Music is what got him out and inspired him to inspire others.
I need to take what I have, my talent, and not only critique it, but make it where I can be on a platform to speak to all the little boys and girls around the world and give them hope.
But as he walks this line, it's simply about being there for someone else.
What does that bag of food mean to you?
It means saving a life.
Because that food isn't for him.
I got 3 households that I've been influenced with my music, the little kids, so I'm gonna stop by them and surprise them.
With food for a Thanksgiving meal.
Just cut it up and put it in the ground. And in a little while, you'll have this little thing coming out of the dirt. Onions!
Reporting in Dayton, Erik Elken, Fox 45 News.